Welcome to Fifth of Jack Gaming, and it is Shipping Wars. That's right, this is our first installment of Shipping Wars. What is Shipping Wars? Well, this is going to be where you can end up seeing how they end up packing, what you could be expecting from different companies. We're going to have around a 5-point system. 1 point's going to be how well it's packed. 1 point's going to be also for shipping costs. 1 point's also going to be shipping speed. And then another point's going to be how easy it is to order, and then a point for overall value. Do they have other things they can add to it? Do they have a reward system? What do they end up having? That's going to be where that's going to end up falling into place. So today's featured company is going to be Book Outlet. If your order is over 35 bucks, you end up getting free shipping. So that's a decent value that's going to go over with it. So they end up immediately getting 1 point for that. And then they have some uniqueness of how they end up packing. I don't like the sounds of this right off the get-go because I hear the book moving back and forth. But what I do like is there is a plastic liner that's wrapped around the box. And the box is kind of a little bit unique. So with that, let's get this slash open and see what's inside and see how our book did overall. Start off by ripping off that liner. They have a little pull tab right here down the center to be able to rip open the book or the box to get to the book. However, you start from the center, go over, you start from the center over that way, and you go over. So that's how we end up ripping this bad boy open. Stab our finger in there. Rip. I don't know if you can notice, there's these perforated tabs that they have right here. That's allow you to open the box. And that's us coming through the first stage of the packing. Ah, yes. So it looks like on the sides we have legitimately a 2-wall box that comes over with it. Not as good as other companies that we're going to be having with it because it's only one side, not the other side. And then, however, we do have a situation with how well they ended up packing it because there's so much volume right here that's going to be open space for that book to slide around, going back and forth. But it's reinforced with a little bit of paper, just a wee little bit. So that's okay, I guess. It's not the greatest, but I'm sure it's not going to be the worst that we're going to be seeing. And the book, overall, came back in a decent shape. This is the Ultimates from Mark Millar. Why did I say Millar? It's Mark Miller. Mark Miller and Brian Hitch. So we got this that looks like there's little to no damage to that book, luckily. That entire space over there normally ends up leading into some things that you end up having with the book over itself. There's a little bit of damage over to the plastic itself, as you can see. But we don't care about that because that's going to end up coming off the book because you got to knock off the plastic to be able to read it. So it looks like the book came over in a decent shape. So that's a good sign. So let's review. Grab the little pencil, get a little post-it to be able to rake it. It's going to be Book Outlet. It goes, so how well it's packed. We're not going to give them a point for that because there's too much space that is over into it. And they were lucky enough that the book came over in the shape that it did. So it lost a point for shipping or how well it's packed. And then shipping cost, well, they're going to get the point for that because honestly, at 35 bucks, offering free shipping with an order of 35 bucks or more is going to be a prime way to be able to get your book shipped. And most of our orders are going to end up being over 35 bucks, especially if you go the omnibus route. So I'm going to give them the point for that. Shipping speed, it was well within the 7 days. Actually, it took 6 days for it to come over and show up. So I'm going to give them a point for that. Ease to order, it was super easy. You put it in the cart, you checked out, and boop, it's all done. And now we're coming down to value. So the value that we have is that Book Outlet does have a rewards program. Is it great? No. Is it all right? Yes. So I'll have to say, overall, they'll end up getting a point because there is a value that comes over with it. And you also do get these books that's going to be a little bit cheaper than what they comes over with it. I think we picked this guy up at like, well, $40, I think it was. So, and the book itself costs $100. So we got like pretty much 60% off. So there's a value that's going to be right there. So they get the point for that. So what does that make their score? It makes it 4 out of 5. Something that they can improve on is how well they end up packing. If they get that book in there a little tighter to make sure that it doesn't slide back and forth. However, I do like the style that they end up going with having the plastic on the outside to protect it from any kind of elements that can end up coming down. Because we know snow, rain is a couple big main forces that you cannot be expecting. So with that said, I'll give them a 4 out of 5, and it's a good stellar way to start our shipping wars. Have you ordered anything from a book outlet? Let us know how that experience was down in the comments down below. Also, if you're liking the content that we're putting out, like, subscribe, and hit that little bell to be notified whenever we come out with new content. And as the beginning of next month, we'll have the fallout from Shipping Wars. So this is going to be throughout this entire month. We're going to have books that's going to be coming over there, coming from different companies. We have Amazon, we have Book Outlet, we have OPB, we have In Stock Trades. We have a bunch of companies that you're going to have the options for. And if that sounds interesting for you, follow along, and we'll have this on a little separate tab, and you'll be able to see what the fallout is of Shipping Wars at the beginning of next month. So thank you for watching, and until next time, we'll see you guys later.